The title of this video is $8,567.64, 5 master tips for serious drivers. So in September, I went to Bangkok, Thailand for 1 week. I came back and I was feeling like I wanted to do some driving. So I put the day trading off to the side, and for 5 weeks, I drove full time. And that figure I just shared, and I'm going to show you right here, is exactly how much I made over those 5 weeks. So you can see I made about $5,700 with Uber, $3,600 with Lyft. I had better tips with Uber, 13% tips versus 9% with Lyft. I also did 3 cash rides for $370, and that's my total. You can also see the tips are important. In 5 weeks, I made $800 in tips. So tips play a really big role. So now as I'm preparing to leave on Saturday for another trip, I wanted to summarize 5 tips, 5 strategies for serious drivers. Serious drivers, those are the drivers who are going to get at the upper end of the per hour earnings. My cleaning lady comes in once a month, her husband drives, and he makes about $20 an hour here in Sacramento, versus I'm over 30. That's in a year, that's like $25,000 difference. So we're going to cover 5 things that I, over the last 5 weeks, have really been focusing on and noticing that they actually impact my performance as a driver. And stick around, because at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you my number 1 tip, my number 1 strategy, my number 1 insight into being a full-time driver who wants to maximize their earnings per hour. Hey everybody, it is Jay Crater with the Rideshare Guy, drinking my cold brew coffee, full of a lot of good stuff, which I'm going to share with you here in just a minute, because that is part of my process, all right? So, by way of background, times have changed, my brothers and sisters. Oh man, pre-pandemic, I never waited for a ride. Here in Sacramento, driving around these last 5 weeks, there were times where I had both apps going and I would wait up to 20 minutes for a ride, which no bueno. So in this video, I'm going to share with you five things you can do to maximize your earnings as a full-time driver. Number 1, numero uno. Establish a consistent, repeatable morning routine, all right? Why is this important? Because I've tried a morning without it, and it was a horrible day. So I've learned that there are certain things that I need to do in the morning to get me fired up. So first thing I do is I wake up at 1:45, and I have a Nespresso. I've got an espresso machine right behind that door. It cranks out a little double espresso. That's about 15 minutes. Then I sit down and I meditate. I've got a cushion that I sit on. I light some incense. I light a candle, and I do 20 minutes of meditation. Then I jump into the shower. And in the shower, I do all my cleaning stuff. And then the last 3 minutes, I go do the cold water. Cold water. I hate it every morning, but I come out feeling alive and awake. Then I make my cold brew. And this is the last part, okay? That's the last part. And by 3 o'clock, I'm out the door. So cold brew gets made in here. I fill it up to about here with cold brew. It's a brand called Busy. Then the first thing I throw in is this, okay, collagen peptides, which gives it a vanilla flavor, a little bit of a vanilla flavor, and it's good for old folks like me for our nails and our hair. Then I put in some of this called the good stuff, and this has some MCT oil and some cinnamon flavor, which is quite good for you. And then this is really the stuff that's pretty awesome. This is called Rise. It's mushrooms. And the first time I put that in my coffee, I was driving around, I was like, wow, I feel good. I feel elevated. I feel clear. And this stuff is really, it's something I'm going to buy again. I actually ordered it again. I'm going to take it with me to Thailand. So I mix all that up, and I use this little blender, put it in there, because you don't want chunks in your coffee. And then I'm off. And that's exactly what I'm drinking right now, right here. When I'm driving passengers, I'll pull it out of the little thing that holds the cup, and I'll give it a shake and drink like that. So this morning routine gets me fired up. And if you don't have a morning routine, I highly suggest you develop one. There's a great book called, I believe it's called Atomic Habits, but it's about the importance of having habits. Because when that alarm hits at 1:45, man, I don't even think about it. I'm like, okay, Nespresso, okay, meditation, okay, cold shower, okay, get dressed, okay, get that, okay, go to my car and fire up my apps, and by 3 o'clock, I'm in business and I'm ready to go. So that's tip number 1. Number 2, use text replacement for efficient communication. So I do a lot of texting and calling of my passengers. I never really realized how much I do, but the communication with the passenger, I think makes me stand out a little bit from other people. So what you're seeing here is what it looks like on an iPhone under text replacement. So as you can see right at the top there, it says BL. And when I type BL in a space, it says, "Hi, your ride is here. I'm in a black Honda Accord hybrid." Or you see DY. "Do you still need a ride?" I throw that out after 1 minute. Okay, so I let them know I'm here. And then if they're not out there within a minute, I'm like threatening them. Like, "Do you still need a ride? Should I drive away?" "Hi, where are you?" That's another one I use a lot after a minute or two. And then at the bottom here, you see SX. And this is the one I use with reserved rides, where I say, "I'm your Uber driver. I'm on my way. I'll be there 15 minutes early. If you want to leave early, come on with me." Okay. So on an iPhone, it's super simple to find this. You go to settings, you go to general, you go to keyboard, you go to text replacement, and it's super simple. You just put the little 1 or 2 or 3 digit code and then what it is you want to type up. And what I'm showing you now is the one I use the most, because when I arrive, this is what I hit them with right away. "Hi, your ride is here. I'm in a black Honda Accord hybrid." So, okay, number 3, focus on reserved rides to maximize your earnings. So what happens a lot of times is I'm sitting here meditating in the morning, and I'm getting this ping sound that's telling me that there's a reserved ride that's available. And it's usually the rides it's usually the same day, right? So like today, I'm getting a bunch of pings for today, for Monday, which I'm not working as a driver today. Tomorrow morning, there'll be some pings for Tuesday, and I'm going to take almost every one of them that's from my area of town to the airport. Those are the ones that I focus on. And those rides can pay up to $60 an hour, right? If it's, it's ridiculous how great these rides can be in terms of the payoff for the amount of time you're going to spend doing the driving. Now, a key component, well, let me show you this. So this is what it looks like, right? You get it. Here's one from last week. It was a 4 a.m. pickup. You'll be paid $26 for completing this trip. If your rider arrives late, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then you can start. So that's what you want to get as soon as you can. And a key component to making this work for you, there's 2 components. One is Uber's going to have you get there 15 to 20 minutes early. So once you're on your way, you want to send a text. Once you're there, call and say, "Hey, I just want to let you know that I'm here. If you want to leave early, that's okay with me." Most of them want to leave early. And then the next component is, of course, getting a tip. So these are folks that are excited. They're obviously planning ahead. They're on the way to the airport in most cases. Those are the reserve rides I like to get. And we talk about their trip. Let them talk about themselves. And 3 out of 4 times, you're going to get a good tip. And that's going to bring your earnings on this trip up to, in many cases, I've experienced up to $60 per hour, which is double what we would normally get as a driver. Number 4, car preparation is key. So at the end of a 10-hour shift, I am dog tired. I am like, I just want to go home. I want to eat some food. I want to lie down. I want to watch some TV. watch a show, watch a movie. But no, go to the gas station, fill your car up with gas, go to, you're just seeing here my Quick Quack Car Wash. So I'm a big fan of Quick Quack Car Wash. That's a program they have up here in Sacramento where you pay $30 a month and you can get your car washed as often as you like. It's a quick 3 to 5 minutes to get through. They have vacuums, so I do that about once a week, but I get my car washed every other day. So you want to do those things before the next day. You want to get in your car and be like, I'm ready to go. Car's full. I use Ozium, spray the car, make sure it smells good, and it's clean. And I'm ready to go. So when I hit my car at 3 o'clock, apps are on, and I'm in business. So even though you're tired at the end of the day, prepare your car. It'll just get you in the right state of mind. You want to start off full of energy, ready to go, right? Because the way you start your day is usually how the whole day goes. So when you combine the morning preparation routine with having your car ready to go, it just kind of magnifies your productivity. Number 5, maintain discipline no matter what. And this is by far the most important things because shit happens out there on the road. Case in point, this just happened last week. Check this out. So what you're looking at here was in the middle of the day, I got this first over to the left, you see Uber, required actions, tap to learn more. So it just said my account was frozen. And it says your account is on hold for a safety investigation and it's going to remain on hold until that investigation is complete. You'll hear back from the team. So then I got an email that said there was an incident that occurred between the 17th and 20th of October. And did I have any documentation to submit, to upload? And I'm like, I did like 60, 70 rides, nobody complained, no traffic incident, no tickets. I have no idea what they're even talking about. So I follow up and say, I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, someone from the safety team has to contact you before anything can happen. So the next morning I had no Uber to use. So I just said, okay, I'm going to give myself a few extra hours and I'm going to use Lyft, right? Adapting, adjusting. And Lyft was miraculous. I mean, in 6 hours, I made $200. They kept me busy and they had a lot of turbos. So I was getting like $35, $40 an hour rides. So it worked out great. Then later in the day, I got the last thing that it says here. Hello, initially we placed your account on hold, blah, blah, blah. Became evident the report was not related to you. I have reactivated your account. We appreciate your patience while we looked into the matter. So basically, they totally screwed up. They froze me. I had nothing to do with anything. And after a day of being inactive, I was reactivated. So that's just an example. Things can come up in your personal life that can impact you. You cannot get a good night's sleep and feel tired. And in the morning, you're just like, man, maybe I don't want to drive today. So you got to set those goals and you got to stick to those goals. And when things get in the way, that's when you got to adjust and adapt. And that's where the discipline comes in so that you can go and achieve your goals. And just so you know, my goal every day is to drive 10 hours and to make $300. Key takeaways. Well, the key takeaway here is that if you set your mind on something and take the action to move towards it, you can go out and achieve it. That's true with anything in life, but it's particularly true with driving, especially in this environment where it's just not like it used to be. It's so saturated. There's so many drivers out there, and you really got to apply these core principles in order to be at the top end of the earnings per hour for your particular market. So I'm going to bid you a farewell. On Saturday, I'm heading off to Bangkok for a month. I'm going to spend it with my girlfriend, Mona, and looking forward to that. So obviously, I won't be doing any driving during that time. So I hope you all have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, go ahead and click like. That'll allow more people to see it if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel here at the Rideshare Guy. Damn, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. You go out and have a great day. Go tell somebody you love them. Be safe out there. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.